How's it going, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Today I have a couple of new knives here to share with you coming in from CJRB. While we're getting into these, let me know down in the comments what your EDC is today. Love seeing what you guys are carrying. Funny story behind these. They have been here for quite a while, I would say. I accidentally put these underneath of a bunch of other boxes, and let's just say we're lucky that I found them. So let's see what we are looking at here. This is going to be one of the newer releases for CJRB. I believe these just recently came out, and they have an interesting name. This is the CJRB Fugly here, and I believe we just have two different variations. This is going to be the Blue G10, and we have a stone-washed blade here. Now, not sure what the idea behind the naming is. I don't think it's really an ugly knife at all. It's got a unique aesthetic to it, but looks like a really nice profile. Just quick look here at this, but let's see what we got for the other knife here. And I'm going to guess this is some sort of coated variation, right? Let's see what we got. And yes, and of course you get a microfiber cloth there with all your CJRB knives. And we have a coated or black wash version. What do we got here? Yeah, we have a PVD coated variation here, and I'm guessing they have others as well. So that is the CJRB Fugly here, and for their base models, which these are, they're going to be coming in RPM 9. I believe you can pick these up for right around 50 bucks. We're going to be looking at least two different finishes and at least a couple of different G10 colors you can choose from as well. And then we have these anodized thumb studs that have a unique texture on the top there, not a typical stepped milling like we normally see. And then we have a front flipper here that's going to be the rounded over type design, and that works okay. Yeah, it works okay. I'd say the studs are a lot better than the front flipper. You just have a ton of room to get to those, whether you want to come in from the side or underneath. Won't be a problem at all. And you can do one of my favorites is the old side launch. Get a ton of leverage on them that way. We have a big choil area here. I could see, depending on the size of your hand, this one maybe not being comfortable for some and more comfortable for others. We do have good access there to the liner. Nice chamfer on it. Action's good. Closing action's good. Opening action is nice. CJRB does a good job on these knives here down in the $50 range. You really, it's like I always say, you have almost no excuse now not to have at least a decent pocket knife with you at all times. There's no reason for, for 50 bucks you can pick up something like this, or, they have a plethora of different blade shapes and lock types that you can go with. Point being is we live in the golden age of knives. No matter folder or fixed, we live in the golden age, no question. To be able to pick up something like this for 50 bucks, you couldn't do it 20 years ago. You couldn't do it. And even if you could get something of somewhat, comparable, it would be atrocious in a lot of different ways. So we've come a long way, and there's just no excuse not to have at least a decent EDC. Now, in regards to the size, we got 3 1/4 inches of cutting edge, just shy of 3 1/2 total blade, and we are coming down there around 8 1/8 inch overall. We'll put up a couple of comparison knives here. We have the Benchmade Bug Out up top and the full-size Kaiser Militol here on the bottom, and it's going to be much more in line with that Militol size. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this pocket clip here. It's going to be their standard deep carry clip, and we'll have good retention there. This is a good clip. Some designs, I wish it was just a little bit shorter. But all in all, I think it's a good functional clip, and it works well in and out of the pocket. It'll keep your knife pretty deep there. You might see just a tiny bit poking out, but all things considered, that's going to look pretty clean. And then really good retention on the way out on that thinner microfiber cloth. We have really good retention on there. We are looking at steel liners, and there is some weight relief in there for, or there is cutouts in there for weight relief, I should say. And while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and we'll see what these are coming in at. We have the old arch nemesis here. Let's see what we are looking at. Actually, I've been whooping its butt here lately, the last couple at least. I'm going to say that this is going to be right around 3.5. I think that's right where it is, because it's not up there around 3.8 or 9. Let's go 3.5. Ooh, there's a little buggy or something. We're looking at 3.6. 3.6, 3.7, we'll say, and then 102 to 104 grams. Ratio people shall be happy. We'll go ahead and get a reading on our handle thickness here. See what we're coming in at. We have a 0.503 there, so pretty thin in the hand. Our blade stock also looks pretty thin, which it is, down there around 105 thousandths. And let's see here, coming in there around 23 thousandths behind the edge in that particular spot with that particular hold. But let's see how these things cut out of the box. I always like when they send two, because then it just gives us a really good idea of what kind of edges are coming on them, right? How they're locking up, all that sort of thing. So just more to kind of test out. We have a nice lower pokey tip there. That'll be good for some piercing. That one has a nice edge on it. Let's see about the stonewashed here. I like that full choil area. Yeah, I'd say they both have a good edge, and this one maybe just goes through the paper a little bit better. Sometimes those coatings can cause a little bit of drag, but you take the good with the bad. You know, they give you a little bit of added corrosion protection there in some cases, right? So depending on what you're looking for. But let's go ahead and we'll take a closer look at both of these. We do have nice centering there on the stonewash version. I don't believe we're going to have any detent lash or lockup issues. Everything felt really good. No detent lash, no pivot lash, no lock rock there. No pivot lashing here. And no detent lash. No up and down or side to side. They both feel really good. Detent, nice and clicky for a liner lock. I'd say because this one is stone washed, probably have a little bit smoother action on this one. That one might require just a little bit of break-in because of the coated blade and liners. But let's go ahead while we're thinking about it, and we'll check these locks. We'll get trusty old whacker out here, and we'll start with the coated version here first. See what we're looking at. There's no play, no issues internally that I feel. We'll start up here. Give it a couple of love taps. Check it. Good. Very good. And we'll check both of them here after we're done. Make sure everything is going smoothly. Very good. That is exactly what we want to see right there. And we'll run these through our normal checks. There's no up and down play. No pivot lashing. No detent lash. Detent still feels good. Closing action, nice and smooth on that one. Action on the stonewash, feels very good. No lock issues, no pivot issues, and no detent lash. Very good. Very nice. I like this design. I think this would be even cooler if it was a little bit larger, a little bit longer, not too much, but just a little bit, and just a little bit beefier. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more here, maybe a little bit more here, and then just a little bit taller of a blade. And this thing would be just a absolute monster folder here. That nice sheep split blade there, modified sheep split blade. The thumb studs are great. Front flipper, it's okay. It works. I think it's a little low in comparison to the top of the frame. We talk about that a lot. Here's an instance where it's not above the top of the frame, and that's where they should at least be, in my opinion. It just gives you more. It gives you the ability to put more on it and get more on it. But, the way this is designed, it does work, and it works fine as a secondary means of deployment. But the studs both work really nice. Plenty of room to get in and under them studs. Great access to the liner. Pretty comfortable. Get up behind the edge. Yeah, it's going to be another solid $50 knife from CJRB. Not going to be everyone's style. But you guys will have to let me know. What do you think of the CJRB Fugly here? For a Fugly, I think it's pretty sweet looking. How about you? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video out there to more people. I'm going to pop up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure you smash that GBALL Vision logo. I'll catch you on the next one.